Yo, what's good? Afro Pierre here, and this is AFROCHIBI Champs TCG channel, and we're gonna go into the gameplay and layout of AFROCHIBI Champs. I'm super excited. We'll go through first where the cards are situated and kind of what's going on there. If you didn't watch the first rule video I did, please watch that before watching this because I won't be going through as much of the card details as I did in the first one. This is going to be strictly about the actual gameplay and the flow of the game. All right, without further ado, let's do it, blood. Okay, so the first thing you need to do before playing the game is create your land zones. This is what gives the pyramid structure. As long as they're slightly bigger than the cards that you're having. All I did was just cut a piece of the paper, slightly bigger, messed up squares actually, not gonna lie, they're slightly wonky. But yeah, as long as you create the square piece of paper that kind of help the game flow basically, so you won't lose track of positions. After that, you're gonna want your top or your best AFROCHIBIs. You're gonna pick your top 10 AFROCHIBIs. They could be just your favorite AFROCHIBIs because they're just the characters that you love in a certain anime or comic book heroes or whatever you want to do. So basically, you pick your top 10, and they need to consist of power 1s, which is on row 4, power 2s, power 3s, and on row 1, which again, this is just one land zone here, that's why it's row 1, this is your power 4. And your power 4 is your strongest in the game currently. If you do want to get those stronger AFROCHIBIs in, your power 5s and your 6s and stuff, or if you want to just bring in more people, then I suggest using tactic cards, so using your power cards to get them in the game, or just doing a power summon, which I'll explain later on. On that note though, this area here is where you'll be placing your power cards. This is known as your power base, and as well as your power base, you also have here your power base entrance. Now this is where your opponent can actually get to your power cards. They can destroy power cards whether it's been revealed or they're still face down. If they're in this power base here, then they are quite vulnerable. If they manage to get their AFROCHIBIs to this land, destroy whoever's here, and then on their next turn, they can then attack with just rolling of the dice. Doesn't matter how strong or how weak the AFROCHIBI is, if they get the attack roll correct, then they can destroy any card that's on my power base. So please keep that in mind. Have it maybe defend there, or if you want, attack this. So keep that in mind. On my left as well, you'll see there's another 3 cards here. These are 3 AFROCHIBIs known as cavalry that I've picked or handpicked to kind of maybe set up a new strategy or use as a plan B, an escape route, or just use as a distraction. So it's up to you how you want to use your cavalry, but they need to consist of a power 1, a power 2, and a power 3. Okay, the aim of the game is to get 20 points. You could do that by defeating your opponent's AFROCHIBIs. So you could do that by defeating 20 AFROCHIBIs, which usually isn't the case. The main way of actually accumulating these points is by attacking the main base. The main base being me right here, occupied by power land 1 and your opponent's 1. Okay, so now that we've established the layout, we're going to go into the gameplay. The first thing we need to do is roll to find out who gets to pick. And when I say pick, it's very important. The game already starts from the roll. Basically, you can choose to either go first or second. Now, if I choose to go first, I get to draw 4 cards, and then I get to implement my strategy from the get-go. If I choose to go second, I get to draw 5 cards, okay? So you have pros and cons from both things. You pick your strategy, you pick your game plan from now. For argument's sake, I went first. So I'm gonna draw 4 cards. The next part of the game now, by the way, hopefully you get to see the cards when I edit it on screen, but the next part of the game is to use your energies. Now, you have 2 energy per turn. So I know I've got to complete 2 energies or use 2 energies before my turn ends. So first thing I want to do is to kind of show you or teach the other side, meaning free stuff, what doesn't cost energies, and then I'm going to use my 2 energies after that. So the things that don't cost energies that I can do right now with the hand that I have is play or put down my power card in the power base. So placing cards or power cards in the power base does not cost an energy at all, which means I can play up to 4 power cards if I had them in my hand. There's only 4 slots in a power base, so remember that one. So I've done that, and the next thing that I can do that's different is I could release an ability or use an ability from my AFROCHIBI. The only rule you gotta do from that is reveal your AFROCHIBI's place. So right now this is all the secret stuff where you don't know what cards or what AFROCHIBIs your opponent has. They don't know what you have, but if I want to use an ability, I have to show. So man like Dex is now revealed himself to give me the chance to use that ability, which I'm going to do. I get to draw an extra card, which is great because I went first, meaning I do get 5 cards now. Smart little plan. Keep that one in mind. So now that I've done that, I'm going to now use my energies. I've got 2 energies to use before my turn's up. I'm going to move for 1 energy. Now when moving an AFROCHIBI, you can't move past them, and you can't move in 2 spaces unless other AFROCHIBIs tell you can. So for now, I'm going to go here and I'm going to do an attack roll. So an attack roll of 2 does not get me an attack, okay? Meaning we don't have to reveal our AFROCHIBIs at all. That would end my turn because I've used 2 energies. I've declared that my turn has ended, and then we'll leave it at that. But again, for purposes of teaching, imagine it was higher and we do get a hit. We reveal both our AFROCHIBIs. And now that I know that my attack is stronger than Diddy Dude's, sorry mate, he goes to your opponent's discard pile and you occupy that space right here. So when obviously you're on your opponent's land, it's so much easier just turning it to the side, either side, basically just to showcase that is your AFROCHIBI on that land so no one's confused. Happy days. Okay, so we're going to do a different situation or different scenario now. Let's say I want to use a different card and I chose not to attack, I chose to equip for 1 energy because equipping costs an energy and all I do is put it underneath and turn it to the side. So my opponent, let's use man like Diddy to attack. He might move for 1 energy after drawing cards and stuff and attack. And let's say he got the hit on me, okay? So I'd have to reveal because he got me. And it's my fat boss. Basically, he actually executed a perfect hit. It was attack of 20, my HP is 20, so that is still a hit. Usually I would die and then that's a point for the opponent, but because I equipped to something before my turn ended, I can just simply reveal. It's like almost like a counter, but it's something I did before, which is a power beam. And what that does, it boosts my HP by 30. So that does bring my HP up to 50, which means Diddy Dude cannot kill me. So that would end their turn. Another thing to think about is using power cards to boost your stats. So if I was to start my turn by drawing a card, my first energy, I'm going to release a power, which is morale boost. Now that will improve the stats by 20 to all of my AFROCHIBI's HP and attack. Okay, so both stats get improved, which makes my fat boss even stronger, which is good. And then I would obviously attack roll to execute that victory there. Things to think about again is using other cards. So for example, if I had a different power card and let's say I didn't have power being equipped, I made a mistake, Diddy Dude's got me, it's their turn, they've attacked, they've rolled correctly, I've lost fat boss, ending their turn now. I might just then release a really super rare card, which is known as Premonition. Now this card reads, release this power counter. So this is a different type of power card known as a power counter. Release this power counter immediately after your opponent completes their turn. This reverses their entire turn, but now it's your turn to change the outcome of what has just happened. discard after use. Meaning, uh, basically, everything that just happened did not happen. But now it's actually my turn. So that card goes back here. I'm still alive. Happy days. And now the ball's in my court to do whatever I want to do. Okay, so I don't want to make this video too long. I'll give you one more rule example, which is power summoning. So executing a perfect power summon. So one thing you need to think about is whatever AFROCHIBI you want to summon, it needs to be in your hand. Okay, so make sure you have it in your hand, and then you have to use your energies to bring your AFROCHIBIs together, kind of making up the power of the AFROCHIBI you want to bring in the game, so they add together. By doing that, let's give you a quick example there. Let's just say I already know these are my level 2s. I'm trying to bring in a level 6. The easiest way to do it is to bring in or move one AFROCHIBI from row 2, which I know are my power 3s. So I'll move for 1 energy. And then for my second energy, I will then do a power summon. So again, I would reveal to my opponent the 2 I've just gotten rid of, Shazam, to prove that they are power levels up to power level 6. They go into my discard pile, and then, BAM! My power level 6 or 5, it's, it makes 6, but it doesn't have to be a power 6. It could be anyone. You could bluff. So I might even just have a power 1. And I've got it in my deck, and I'm just trying to trick my opponent, so I could just power summon a 1 by getting rid of 2 3s. I suppose that could be the dumbest thing someone might do. Not saying that I've done that before, or not, maybe I did. But what I am saying is, yeah, you could just trick your opponent by having a power 5. Maybe you don't have your 6 in your hand, or you just don't have a power 6 in general. So that could really kind of be a good tactic for you. But yeah, in this instance, it is a power 6 and it is the bulk. The reason why I'm showing you the bulk here is because there is another way of using the bulk. So that was just your generic power summon, by the way. But another thing you could do is, I've already mentioned about abilities. So if I was to reveal this card, Dr. Moose Manor right here, I might just use his ability, which actually gets me the opportunity to free play the bulk. So he transforms, rather than doing a power summon, he transforms into the bulk. The only catch is you have to reveal the bulk straight away. You can't have him hide in the shadows. We will go into more different stuff in my next video, but yeah, for now, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you comment as much as you can. Tell me your strategies, tell me what you think so far. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace!